Have you ever noticed that on some days you can pretty much eat whatever you want, but then on other days, even something like water may feel bad? This is because IBS symptoms are not just related to the food that you eat. In fact, it's much less so than you might expect. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 clues that hint that IBS is not just about food. I'm Anna-Kaisa, an IBS dietitian, and I'm on a mission to help you understand what IBS is really about so that you can find the things that work for you to ease your IBS symptoms. Clue number 1, your gut always feels better on vacation. It seems like when you're on holiday, you can eat whatever you want, and you might even forget for a moment that you even have IBS. Clue number 2, you can eat foods when you're traveling that you wouldn't be able to eat at home. Like, let's say you're in Italy and there's this amazing pizza, and you can eat that just fine, but then at home, it always leads to problems, and that's why you avoid it actually. And you might think that, okay, well, the food is so different in whatever country I'm traveling in that's the reason why I can eat it there, not at home. But I don't know if that's really the main reason there. I mean, yeah, it can be a little bit different, the food in foreign countries, but especially if we're talking about less processed foods, pretty good quality foods that you would choose in your own home country too. I'm not sure if that's that much different. I think something else is going on there. Clue number 3. When a food that you thought was safe and you were able to eat it without problem for a long time suddenly is causing problems. Did you just become intolerant to that food? Is this just your IBS getting worse? Well, yes and no. I don't think that it's a permanent intolerance. I do think it is a worsening for your IBS, but not really because of the food, but something else. Clue number 4. Anytime you get nervous about something, let's say you have to give a talk, or maybe you do sports and you're in a competition or something, you always get worse gut symptoms, like perhaps you get awful diarrhea and that causes you to really urgently get into a bathroom, or maybe you get really backed up, or sometimes it could even be this kind of awful hellish bloating. But it's something that happens when you get really nervous about something. This is a pretty big clue that it's not really the food that's the issue. Clue number 5, and this is a really big one. If you're in a situation where you typically get symptoms and you don't even eat anything and you get symptoms, this is pretty clear. Like, let's say you've had bad experiences going to a restaurant, and then you've started to really avoid going to restaurants because you know that it's always a problem when you do that. And that makes sense. And then you have a friend or something, celebration happens or something that you can't really say no to eating out in a restaurant. And you start getting symptoms before you are even in the restaurant. Now, this is a pretty big clue that it's not the food that's causing the problem, because you didn't even eat anything yet and you're already experiencing these problems. What these clues have in common is the state that your nervous system is in. If you are in danger, if your body thinks you are in danger, or rather if your brain thinks that you are in danger, like, maybe you're stressed out at work, maybe there's a deadline that's coming up real soon and you're not ready for it, the stress reaction kicks in, and its job to keep you alive is to slow down your digestive system. This makes it really hard for your digestion to work well, which can lead to IBS symptoms, especially when your gut is sensitive like it is in IBS. Whereas when you're on vacation, your nervous system is in the rest and digest mode, which allows for your digestion to do its job how it's meant to do it. And then your gut is also much calmer. This explains why when you are on vacation or on your days off, you're feeling better, or that you can eat those foods abroad that you wouldn't be able to eat at home. It's really more about the rest and digest mode than it is about the food. Also, when you're feeling extra stressed out, there's something going on that is causing stress, worry, fear, anything that puts your body, your nervous system into that fight or flight mode, that's when symptoms worsen. So the nervous system is really the main driver of IBS symptoms. But this is not to say that food is not important. Of course it is. It's really important. It can affect the circumstances and what's going on in your digestive system. But I want you to be aware of the underlying cause of IBS, and it's not food. It is the disrupted gut-brain axis. And if you truly want to ease your symptoms, this is what you work on the most, to fix this disruption of your gut-brain axis. And if you're not sure where to start, what to do, then I recommend that you check out this video here where I talk about the gut-brain axis at length. Also, check out my IBS Action Plan. This is a deep dive session where we will together look at your situation, find out where you're stuck, and what will work for you to ease IBS symptoms. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.